So, I'm old. Also, welcome to Whiskey. I'm Jeff. This is a channel where I offer my thoughts and opinions on a specific whiskey, and every once in a while throw in other whiskey-related content. Today, we're doing something different. I celebrated my 40th birthday a few weeks back, and to do that, I had some friends over, and we drank some fantastic whiskeys together, and today's video is going to be just a very casual video where I share with you guys what we enjoyed that night. So this should be a fun one. Stick around. Okay, so we're doing a list today, but it's not really a normal list, and it's not a ranking, and really, there's nothing tying any of these whiskeys on the list together specifically other than the fact that I like them. Basically, the whole premise of this video is, as I said in the intro, I'm getting old, and in order to cope with that, I drink. Now, obviously, I want to stress that you should never use alcohol as a coping mechanism. It's not healthy, and I don't condone using alcohol in that way, so there we go, that little disclaimer aside. In today's video, I want to go over 12 coping mechanisms that I drank on my 40th birthday. 40 is, of course, a milestone birthday, so I did get a little bit fancy. I had some friends over and I brought out some of the big gun whiskeys. So these were very much not the kind of whiskeys that I would drink every day. We were reaching for the top shelf stuff. And yeah, I guess I just want to tell you guys about all the great whiskeys that we enjoyed that night. So really, the whole point of this video is just, well, it's to show off. Like, I'm looking for attention here, so I'm not just looking for the happy birthday Jeff comments, although you should leave a happy birthday down below in the comments, it's only polite. But no, I'm looking for more than happy birthday. Of course I do want acknowledgement, but I think that deep down inside, what I'm looking for here is validation and maybe even a slight sense of superiority, because I'm hoping that this video makes a lot of you guys out there jealous. I legitimately drank some incredible whiskeys that night, and I'm hoping that through that jealousy, I can feel cooler and more important. I might have overshared. As I said earlier, I've got 12 whiskeys on this list, so I guess another disclaimer is needed here. You probably shouldn't be drinking 12 plus whiskeys in one night, even though I personally suffered no ill effects and I had a great evening. But you shouldn't do that. Great night though. Anyway, there's no real order to this list, like it's not done in terms of preference or anything, although the top two spots are kind of special. At number 2, I've got the whiskey that my friends bought me for my 40th birthday. It's an incredible bottle, so I'll share that at number 2. And at number 1, I'm going to share the bottle that I bought for myself for my birthday. Because sometimes a girl's got to treat herself. Finally, as usual guys, I do have a mystery pour in my glass here, so make sure you stay tuned until the end of the video and I'll share with you what that is. Is there any reason that this is a mystery pour and not just a regular part of the list? Not really, although a mystery pour is a great psychological trick to keep people watching. Didn't need to share that. One thing I want to do here though is I want to give you guys a hint as to what the mystery pour might be. This was a suggestion from a viewer in the comments under one of my latest videos, and I really like the idea, so I'm probably going to start doing that regularly, just dropping hints as to what the mystery pour is. Today's hint is this. And yep, that's it for the intro. Now let's jump into our completely random list of whiskeys that I drank on my 40th birthday. Leave a like. Alright, so we'll start with Springbank, get that out of the way. I drank Springbank 12 on my birthday. It was an amazing whiskey, and I always save this one for special occasions just because, for obvious reasons, it's not likely to get replaced. But a 40th birthday did feel like the appropriate time and place. This whiskey is a killer. It's always been one of my favorite Springbank offerings. It went down like a charm, so there we go. Springbank 12. Next up at number 11, I had Highland Park 18, but not the regular one. I had the one at 46%. This one is in the black bottle. It's a travel retail exclusive. I have talked about this one before on the channel and I absolutely loved it. This is one of my favorite 18-year-old offerings. Unfortunately, because it's travel retail, it's kind of hard to find and it's also not cheap, so it's a tough one to recommend, but it is still one of my favorite OB Highland Parks, and it's an incredible whiskey. Next up at number 10, I had a whiskey that does not get a lot of love, and that's because it's from a not super popular brand, and it does have weak specs, so I do understand why people hesitate on this one, but personally, I absolutely love it. It's Bowmore 18 deep and complex. This stuff is rich, it's smoky, it's sweet. Yes, it is 18 years old, so it's not going to be priced like an entry-level offering. It's not cheap, but it is my favorite Bowmore that's not like astronomically priced. When you get into older Bowmores, they get crazy in terms of prices. This one is still reasonable and it is delicious. So that's number 10. Next at number 9, we've got Glengoyne 21. Now this is a whiskey that I feel is too pricey, but I also think that it's a genuinely beautiful whiskey. Yes, our specs could be better. This comes in at 43%, but it's got such a gorgeous character. It's a Glengoyne, so we have that lush, full sherry. It's beautiful stuff. It's number 9. Also, quick reminder, it doesn't matter that this is number 9 because these numbers don't matter. Moving on. At number 8, I've got Talisker 18, another truly fantastic 18-year-old that's been very, very heavily criticized recently because of a major price bump, and that criticism is justified. But the one I've got on my shelf is the old label, and I bought it back when the price was more reasonable, and I'm glad I did because this is another one of my favorite 18-year-old whiskeys. It's subtle, it's complex, it's beautiful. Absolute star. Next at number 7, we've got the Kilkerran 8-year-old sherry cask. This is a cask strength expression. This one can be tough to find, and often when you do find it, it's overpriced. So like the Springbank 12, this one is not likely to get replaced. Which means that I'm just going to have to enjoy this one while I can. This one is a classic Campbelltown belter. It's very sherried, it's very dirty, lots of leather, really cool stuff. At number 6, we've got Old Pulteney 18. Now this is another beautiful 18-year-old. I don't like it quite as much as stuff like the Talisker or the Highland Park at 46%, but it is undeniably a beautiful pour. It being an Old Pulteney, it does give us that coastal character. We've got sherry in the mix with this one too, so overall it's a great bottle. Could be a bit cheaper, but nevertheless one that my friends and I thoroughly enjoyed. For number 5, we had the Glenfarclas 185. Now this is a limited release and it is from a couple of years ago, so it might be tough to find. Luckily, it is still around in a few shops here in Taiwan, and this is a whiskey with a lot of older stock from Glenfarclas in the mix. This stuff tastes mature, it tastes sophisticated. It's not a cheap whiskey, but it's not nearly as expensive as stuff like the family casks, which are famous for being truly beautiful whiskeys, and they are. If you ever get a chance to try one, you'll love it, but again, prohibitively priced. This one gives us a glimpse into that world without the price tag, and it's just incredible stuff. At number 4, we've got Longmorn 18. So this is another one of my favorite 18-year-olds. I did a video a while back of my favorite 18-year-olds. This one was on the list, as well as quite a few others from this video. As far as I'm concerned, this is a bit of an unsung hero among 18-year-olds. Not too pricey in some markets, quite pricey in others, so that seems to depend. Nevertheless, a gorgeous whiskey. I have nothing but good things to say about this stuff. At number 3, even though these aren't really ordered in terms of preference, this was one of my favorite whiskeys of the night, and that's the Glenmorangie Signet. And yeah, really, this one blew me away that night, as it pretty much just always does. Now this stuff is kind of the poster boy in a lot of ways for premium whiskeys with its elaborate presentation, which I happen to think is incredible. But the whiskey itself, the whiskey inside does not disappoint. What an incredible combination of like coffee, chocolate, and malt. It's a beautiful whiskey, and again, one of my favorites that night. Incredible stuff. At number 2, this is the whiskey that my friends bought for me for my birthday. Now granted, I had planted a seed. I'd hinted at what I wanted. I said, I want a single cask from Bruichladdich. They delivered. Now I didn't specify what type of cask. There's all types of different casks and maturations that you can get. I got a 14-year-old Sauternes cask, and it is complex, it is very unique, and it's just really damn good. As many of you guys know, Bruichladdich is among my favorite distilleries, and while something like this might be a little bit too obscure to review, it's a single cask, it's a Taiwan exclusive. I still want to recommend that you guys go out and look for single casks from Bruichladdich. I've had a couple so far. Always fantastic. Something like this, I couldn't have asked for a better birthday gift. All right, at number 1, this is my birthday gift. This is from me to me. I picked up a bottle that I had been looking at for a long time. It's something that had been recommended to me by a lot of people in the comments and just people I talked to countless times, and I was really excited to try it. I got the Redbreast 21. This is one I will review at some point for sure. Big fan of the Redbreast line, and again, really looking forward to trying this one. It's a banger. Now that is a bit of a spoiler, but that's fine. A really good whiskey, and this is one that I'm really glad I picked up. All right, that was the list, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I made you all sufficiently jealous. And of course, I do want to put the question out to you guys. What are some whiskeys that either you have already enjoyed or you plan on enjoying for a big milestone birthday? Feel free to share a particular bottle. You can share a list of bottles. Maybe the birthday's already come and gone. Maybe it's an upcoming birthday. I just want to hear what whiskeys you guys think would suit that kind of occasion. Finally, for those of you who stuck around to find out what the mystery pour is, I'm going to throw up our hint one more time. So we've got a glass of champagne here. More specifically, we've got a glass of Paul Lanois champagne, and our mystery pour is the Ardnamurchan Paul Lanois release. This is the 2023 version. I think there's been a couple before that. It's the first one I've tried. It's cast strength, it's complex, it's layered, it's subtle, it's beautiful stuff. I will be reviewing this one soon. Fantastic whiskey. And I suppose that is it, guys. We've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, feel free to leave your comments down below, your suggestions, what kind of things you would celebrate for your birthday. Looking forward to reading all of that. Also, as usual, I do have the Patreon. If you want to help support the channel, you can always like, comment, subscribe. Greatly appreciated, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.